I was just sitting there on this carpet.
Really dramatic. Fantastically dramatic.
It was-
main victim of this case.
Yes. Do I look good?
Very.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, difficult question.
Difficult question. She's like, I can't recall.
He's just
can't recall.
telling what she wants.
You can lie like that and then say that you're truthful, right? That's funny.
Oh, I'm not smirking in this courtroom. I'm
Yes.
not smiling. Contradictory.
Yeah, that's super contradictory.
Even she doesn't believe in her words.
Yes. Yes.
Why should we? To come up smelling like roses. Oh, our favorite one. I
Yes,
said
our
crush,
favorite
crush.
one.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice.
Johnny Depp is a victim of the situation. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hello everyone.
Stop.
Да снизу. Кринж. Тебе потом это все монтировать.
So, hi everyone. I'm Sneja. This is
Mary.
Ася.
Yes, today we're going to record a podcast about the court procedure between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and we are going just to...
Let's go.
Подожди. Нет, я хотела сказать...
And we are going to analyze it in the perspective of forensic linguistics. And we will discuss where verbal and non-verbal language that we're using during testimony.
So I feel like it was like a dramatic, whatever.
Really dramatic. Fantastically dramatic.
It was
case.
like dramatically like famous
Yeah.
court procedure, and like the whole world was watching it and so on, and they were, you know, a lot of tweets, a lot of like different interesting news.
Yeah.
And we've got the analysis of Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, and also witnesses. So let's just, what shall we start? Where?
I think we can start with Johnny Depp because he's the
Yes.
main character.
Yes, I agree.
Do you like Johnny Depp?
I do. Actually, he's super like sexually attractive. But yes, that's it.
I mean, he's a nice actor.
He is.
I agree.
So, can I ask you a question, right? Because these are the main
experts.
girls of Johnny Depp.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, a lot of people was on Depp's side from the very beginning, and not everyone actually believed the words of Amber Heard. So the thing is that maybe we can assume that he's like a nice and amazing actor. So maybe he's just like pretending and playing in the court procedure, and like everyone knows it. So what do you think about this? Like, is there any evidence that can, you know, prove that he's like just acting, or it's like the opposite?
Начинай.
So I think the first thing that we need to discuss is that he has a very slow pace of speech. He uses a lot of pauses. And there was one example when he was asked how he felt about this whole situation.
Insane. It's insane to hear heinous accusations of violence, sexual violence.
And like he said, a lot of repetitions, a lot of pauses between these words. And the reason why some people think that he's actually lying because he's thinking a lot. I think that he's just thinking a lot in order to present his thoughts like more accurately to the audience, and they will believe him and understand his situation.
I just, you know, say the common opinion. He's like super slow thinker.
Yes.
It seems like he's, you know, being like a bit not unserious about it. And he's just like thinking a lot. So in Amber Heard's, for example, case, you know, it can be taken as a lie.
No, he's really serious in this case,
Okay.
but just it is his typical baseline, because when a person makes a lot of pauses, this can testify about untruthfulness of his speech. But actually, in his case, it is just his typical baseline, how he speaks in his everyday life.
Can we just define what is the best baseline? You know,
A typical baseline, it is how a person speaks in normal conditions of his life, or how he speaks normally when he's in stress.
So yes, we can actually conclude that like we should analyze the speeches outside of the court procedures because it's important to check whether like the person is lying and changing it a lot. That means like a lie, or he's just like it's just the way he speaks, right?
Yes, because if you look his interviews, you can see this, how he is speaking in his everyday life. So here you can see his typical baseline outside of the courtroom.
I mean, it was amazing. It was a gas. The crowd was very welcoming. They were very responsive. Had a good time. Everybody had a good time. So yeah, no.
Okay. So another important question is like his ironies, jokes. He always like smirks. He's being funny with the lawyers of Amber Heard, and he's being a bit unserious.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one more time, in his everyday life, he's like ironic. He's highly ironic person, and he uses and even overuses these jokes every time.
Also, during testimony, he uses irony because he's treated by lawyers of Amber Heard very badly, and were asking some stupid questions that insults him. But in like during testimony, he can't say bad things, and he just uses sarcasm jokes in order to like attack them against.
Actually, yes, I've seen like, funny videos where they actually ask him something and they like interrupt him. They are being like super harsh and he's just like, he's just like trying to
Chilly
trying to
guy, oh my
survive.
gosh. Why not?
Interesting. So here gonna be the part of the video.
Based on the
We'll just take a look at the next
accusations that she
exhibit, Mr.
brought. I'm sorry, I was talking. Is that all right?
You'd answer my question. We'll take a look at the next exhibit. Thank you.
yeah. As long as you're happy, sir.
Just wanted to add that the fact that he's making all these jokes, it is about the fact that he feels himself actually not really nervous. That can testify that he's not lying.
So
Because-
that he's like chilly. That's
Yes,
why he's like
yes.
relaxed and he just says the
Yeah.
truth.
That's the flow of his speech.
Yeah, I feel like he seems to be like anxious in terms of like he's in the court, but at the same
Yes.
time he's just being honest.
Yes.
He's relaxed. He's calm.
Also, I forgot to say that he not only uses pauses, repetitions, but a lot of hedge fillers like it makes him think more accurately in his thoughts.
We discussed some of the points. So, what do you think actually about his truthness?
I think that he's quite truthful. Still, I stand on my point because, first of all, it's his typical baseline of speech. And when he is speaking, we can see that his speech is not prepared. I mean, he's not just reading some words from his head, but it is just he's thinking.
By the
what
way,
to
nice
say.
point because we're also gonna talk about it in Empress Heard part, and that's a nice thing. I saw it.
So my opinion that yes, there are some doubts about his statements, but I think we should also analyze his non-verbal language because verbal and non-verbal should be like analyzed together to understand whether they're truthful, like these statements, and so we will further discuss non-verbal. I can say that there are a lot of examples when his non-verbal language occurs during testimony, but the most like remarkable ones is like his injury with finger, because the way how he describes the way Amber hurted him, and because of it he lost the part of the finger, and like it influenced his life because he was he had a guitar career. He needed to stop it, and it's very sad.
There, she went there. And so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, then got the other bottle shot. Takes the second bottle, which is the larger one. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the bar, like that, you know. leaning over, the fingers like that, and she threw the large bottle, and it made contact and shattered everywhere.
Yes, and how actually he describes. He just showing this is a table, I was sitting on this bar, and then she throws a bottle at me, and he demonstrates like vividly what was happening with him. Like in his memory, he remembers all these moments.
Plus, I can recall that he shows the directions by
Yes.
which he was hit and so on.
Like this, like
Yes,
these lines.
and he doesn't he doesn't change his utterances, right? Because there is like only one plot of what happened, and he just sticks to it, which kind of shows the truth, like the
Sides, true
truthfulness.
sides.
Yes.
Also, the reason why he like shows directions and the way how they acted accurately, because maybe it was very traumatic experience, and he like remembers it very vividly.
If I'm walking this way to the door of my office, and the bedroom door is where you are, I'd walked across the mezzanine there, and as I'm approaching the door, suddenly I'm just getting clobbered from behind, and one's natural primal instinct is to kind of duck and cover. So I ducked and covered, but they didn't stop. So I came up this like this, sort of protecting my face, but at the same time, with her arms swinging wildly, I put my arms out and I was able to get her into a bear hug or something, just to stop her from.
In this extract, he actually, we can see his unpleasant memories of the past, of all these fights that he had with Amber Heard, and how he kind of showed grouping himself, how he was trying to catch her in order she wouldn't fight him, beat him. We can see that he's not actually abuser, but he's a victim in this case.
The position that Mary described right now, when he tried to defend himself, is called a turtle position. And
Yes,
like
it is deep instinctive defense position. Actually, usually it's about victims. They act themselves like this.
Yeah, because you act like a turtle with your, shield like in the
Yes.
back.
I think we can proceed to Amber, the
Main victim of this case.
Yes.
Victim.
Do I look good?
very.
Okay.
I can start with a question, I think. Are you ready? Okay. People have formed a negative attitude towards Amber Heard, but don't you think that this is primarily because Johnny Depp is everyone's favorite actor? So actually, she won a British court a few years earlier, and the judge found all her testimony to be true. Do you really think that the judge was wrong, or was she bribed?
Oh my gosh, difficult question.
Difficult question. We cannot make any claims about the judge
Bribes.
and bribes because, that's not okay. We can't be really sure whether she was truthful or not because we didn't hear the Depp side that moment, right, in this court procedure. So, it can be assessed. Speaking of our court procedure that we're discussing here, I feel like many people saw that she was quite inconsistent in her answers.
Drama queen.
Yes, as well as just like her memories. And we can see like funny moments when, for example, when her lawyer asks something, she knows everything. She knows like every date. She knows where it was. She like knows, every details. And when like the lawyer from Depp's side asks her something, she's like, I can't recall.
He's just
can't recall.
telling what she wants. She
Yeah.
doesn't answer the questions.
So basically, she's just being like a bit of dummy, or like she's just like, can you repeat the question? Like she heard it. She's like, can you repeat the question? You know. Okay. Let's put the
I lose my
audio
balance.
here.
At this point, we're sitting next to each other on the edge of the couch, or I was on the edge of the couch. I was just sitting there on this carpet, looking at the dirty carpet, wondering how I wound up on this carpet and why I never noticed that the carpet was so filthy before, and I just didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to react.
Okay.
Cringe.
So, what I can say about this, firstly, we have like this inconsistent, answers, because firstly, she's like on the edge of the sofa, right? And then she's like in the carpet. And the thing is like, which is peculiar for Amber Heard's speech, is that she can concentrate on like some like, not important detail. She's like, I look at this carpet, this dirty carpet. I've never like seen it was that filthy. Yes. And she doesn't say like the actually valuable information. And we can see this in another case, which is gonna be the next one. Her speeches and her utterances, her story is unreliable because of these parts. And I can conclude that like, yes, she definitely says some truth, but those small moments, they just discredits her, like just insanely, because you can lie like that and then say that you're truthful, right? That's funny.
Like this information was not reported during the answer, but she used it and it showed some lies.
So the next one is the video about this makeup palette or the Bruise kit.
Top of that, I use a Bruise kit. Not a Bruise kit, it's a theater makeup kit, a color correction kit, but I called it my Bruise kit.
She mistakenly said that it's a Bruise kit. So did you see this abstract?
Yes, I saw it.
Yes.
So what do you think?
It's insane because like she misspoke this and tried to correct herself because as far as I know, bruise kit is when you try to
fake the bruise.
Fake the bruise.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw some moments when she was with the bruises on her face and she was just saying to everyone that, oh, I was trying to cover them so that not everyone see them, but actually she was drawing them.
Yeah.
If it is really a theater makeup kit.
So we can't claim whether like, she was faking it or not because there's no evidence, but at the same time, firstly, she was like super nervous when she corrected herself. She was like instantly like makeup palette. And the thing is that she's also not getting into important details. And she says like she starts to explain that they have like these palettes. They have like purple, green colors, and they can like derive from each other. There's like 4 colors or 5 colors. And, like it makes no sense.
Yeah, for her,
Girl,
this information is important.
I'm like, girl, just be reliable, okay? The next example I want to bring up here is the accident with a backless dress. So basically, she was claiming that she had some bruises on her back when they went to some, not Grammy, but like some red carpet stuff. And she was asked a question, a video here.
And you didn't show this jury a picture of you in that backless dress, though, did you?
I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry.
You didn't show this jury a picture of you at the Mordecai premiere wearing a backless dress, did you?
I haven't had the opportunity to.
Okay.
I assume you have it?
I do. Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1256. Honor, I move to admit and publish this.
So basically, she was asked a simple question and she doesn't get it. She like asks for the second time. And then a person kind of asks her again, but just like with a little change, and she accidentally understands what she's saying. While she was asked this question, she made this confirmation glance to the audience.
Yes, and actually, confirmation glance, it is when reaction of people that are around you is important for your testimony. So she's constantly looking at the side of the jury, and she wants to see their reaction
Yes.
to her testimony.
And we can see that like quite often in all of her testimony like videos, because she's always like looking at the judge, then her lawyer, and then like, you know, every time, because she, you know, she just checks the whole thing.
Yes, and when she is alone and she's kind of sure that no one sees her, she smirks, even though to the juries, to the judge, she's just saying, "Oh, I'm not smirking in this courtroom. I'm not smiling." So that's kind of.
And the thing that we see next, that she looks at this dress and she sees that there is no bruise at all, and she like make this duping delight, like this smirk.
Submit and publish this.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It's like a small smile when a person understands that he's deceptive and he's actually like almost caught in a lie, and she accidentally makes this smile and doesn't realize it.
We can just assume, we're not telling that this is like 100% truth, but from the, you know, psychology and linguistic, you know, point of view.
Contradictory.
Yeah, that's super contradictory, right? And just the last point here, it happens a lot when Camila Vasquez like asks something, and she's like being super strict, and she's like staying on her point, and Amber just like, she just fades away. She's just like, she's lost. I'm in the world of Minecraft.
I used the Nate and Flash synonymously. Yes. Do you remember that moment when she just said the phrase, "I use the Nate and Pledge synonymously"?
Yes,
no.
we did.
What do you think about this?
It was one of the most outstanding, actually, extracts from the court.
Yes, it's very comic because everyone knows that pledge and donate is very different.
Can you please define it so that, you know, our audience can, you know, get it?
Okay, I can.
Okay.
So actually, pledge is when you promise to do something, promise to give money, for example, in her case, yes? And donate is actually the act of giving money.
For example, as she did, she put some money there, right? But not like the whole.
Just a really,
like a really,
tiny,
really small amount.
Tiny.
Yes, and she was like, I use it synonymously, right? Let's see here the video.
You spoke about donating your divorce settlement on a Danish TV show, correct?
I believe I said I had. I believe I said I donated it to charity, but it was already printed or already commented on and stated in the press. I had already released that information in the press. I think I just confirmed it on that show.
What did you do with that money?
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
ACLU is a human rights organization.
Sorry, ACLU is a prominent organization, nonprofit organization in the United States.
This interview was in October of 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't recall when it was.
It was in 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't remember when this was done.
This was after you had received the full $7 million of your divorce settlement for Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
Again, without knowing when it was recorded, I have no idea.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote. Right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it, right then.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the settlement, $7 million to charity, and I intend to fulfill those obligations.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question. Please,
What was
try
your
to answer
question?
my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
But
They're
I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard, I don't use it synonymously.
That's how donations are paid.
Ms. Heard, respectfully, that's not my question. You wanted to make those claims seem believable.
They are believable. They were
You wanted
believable.
them to be seen, you wanted to be seen, excuse me, as a noble victim of domestic violence,
I
didn't
have
you?
never wanted to be seen as a victim. Nor have I ever called myself one.
An interesting thing is that when Camila Vasquez asked Amber, you wanted to make those claims seem believable. And the actress answered, they are believable. So she didn't state that it was true. She wasn't like, yes, they are like true, right? But she was like, they are believable, as if she just, she just made this whole kind of plot in her head. She just like acts the whole, like freaking circus. What is this? So it's a crucial response for the analysis, because that just doesn't seem like she's being, truthful.
And like she understands that we're different, but want to convince others that it's not different at all, and trying to say like it's believable.
Even she doesn't believe in her words.
Yes.
Why should we?
So there was this abstract. We're gonna see it here.
This is the picture. This picture shows an injury to Mr. Depp's face, doesn't it?
I disagree. I've seen this picture.
Okay, Ms. Heard,
I've seen
I got
this
the
picture
answer. Thank
before,
you.
and
You disagree?
he's not injured in it.
He's not injured in this picture. That's your testimony. Fine.
This one is Photoshopped.
Ms. Heard.
She see no bruises. And then after some time when they talk, she says, this one is photoshopped. And the question which arises, like, how can it be photoshopped if you didn't see any injury? Посмотрели на меня, потом просто такие типа, что?
Always insane. Never heard about this actually.
Never? You didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
So basically she contradicts herself the second before, and she just says that like it's photoshopped.
Yes, you mean like when she was asked for the first time, she should said that it was photoshopped.
It would be better if she would just say, yes, I see the bruise, but it's probably photoshopped. Not probably, it's photoshopped. But she said that I can see nothing. And she's like, oh, this is photoshopped. You see nothing. How it can be possible? What's going on?
People who are usually lying, they are trying to use these words, and they're trying to present the situation to come up smelling like roses.
Yes, exactly. She seems to be smelling like roses. Yeah. So
like roses.
And the last example here on Amber's Heard thing of her lies, we're gonna apply some conversational analysis of not like our court procedure, but the procedure like 2016.
Many times when we fought, well, not many times, he hit me for a very long time before I ever picked up my arms.
Firstly, we can state that the lawyer asked her with a personal pronoun like that you had, right? So, and we expect her to reply like with an I, because like the question is direct, right? And she starts her reply with a we, and she says like we thought so basically she also makes a lot of pauses before verbs, which means that she like kind of tries to find the right words so that they seem, whether either believable or just, appropriate in her, in her delight. So, and she uses a lot of pauses plus these hedges, like, well, and you can see here, we will put this text, that there are like big pauses, there are small pauses, there are like this, assurance about her statements, which kind of indicates that she's making it up, or she just like, kind of adds lies to it.
Yes, and she also corrects herself because first of all she says many times, but she's like, well, not many times. She like couldn't remember how many times, and
and this all indicates that it is not her free flow of speech, because she's trying to come up with some information as she's speaking.
Yeah.
Also by using pronoun we, she like shows that she is not guilty in this situation, but Johnny Depp is guilty as well. So that's why she shows that we.
She just wanted to share this fault with him, basically, and not to indicate herself. Okay. And the last one?
Oh, our favorite one.
Yes, our favorite
crush.
one.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we have a question for Asa. She gonna explain it to us.
Actually, we are going to discuss David Spiegel, expert, psychiatrist, expert. And actually, he was introduced to the court as a professional psychiatrist with education in this sphere. And he is on the side of Amber Heard. However, in the internet, there is not a lot of information about his qualification. We cannot find it, really. He became viral because of his ridiculous answers during this court and extremely strange gestures.
It was actually insane how a person could actually, be in court procedure and act like that. Because these like small shorts that I seen like in YouTube and videos, this is not real. Actually, can I just add? The same with other witnesses, for example, at Depp's side.
On the Depp side,
yes,
there was one.
Yeah.
Romero.
Yeah, even though he seemed to be truthful, but he like smokes, he's in his car,
he's in his car
like,
driving
chilling
somewhere.
Yes,
he's not
it's
nervous.
Weird. It's like the most famous court is like super serious, and he's like,
and judge is asking him some question, and he just, I don't even remember what I had on my breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I would have seen something like that, I would have said something. I didn't see any marks or bruises on her face. I don't know. I just don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this court case. Everybody got problems.
From May 24th, do you recall that?
Bruh.
Would you be able to say whether Amber Heard had a mascara or eyeliner on any given day?
I don't remember. I don't even remember what I got for breakfast.
Okay. Well, let's pull up exhibit number 1.
Yes. I'm not going to say no because she was really always nice.
Yes, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, Asya, can you answer like whether?
Yes, and talking about like him being as an expert, where during cross-examination, Depp's lawyer asked him, "Do you know M.A. rule?" M.A. rule is a rule of doctors, psychiatrists who must have a direct consultation with the person. And after it, analyze his speech, his behavior. But David Spiegel has never met Johnny, and he said, "I think that his slow of speech is very slow." And he was asked by a lawyer, "How could you define it when you have never met him?" And asks, "Do you know this rule?" And there is a video you can see.
It's about individuals you've never talked to.
So you're saying in terms of doing expert witness evaluations, under that rubric, right?
I'm just asking you, do you know the AMA's rule?
You're saying the AMA's ruling under the rubric of not doing evaluation with somebody you did not see, and I'm questioning, I'm asking, so you are talking about expert witness testimony?
No, I'm talking about, do you know the rule?
I'm not a member of the AMA, so I don't read the rule.
We can move on. You don't know the rule.
He starts to hesitate, saying, "Oh, you're saying in the perspective of witness something," and doesn't answer directly. And lawyer is like, "No, I'm asking just, do you know this rule?"
Yeah, this is, by the way, interesting because like you usually should go to, when you have like some physical stuff, you have to go to the doctor, to get your like medicine and so on. And how can actually a person kind of state like some mental things or like, slowness of a person if he never like, seen it?
Because
he never talked to it.
He was watching movies with Johnny Depp.
Yes.
And there was really Wonka.
Yeah, there was this
something like
moment.
that.
Was it in movies?
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you? You see him in that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Do I have to answer that question?
By the way, I didn't get why he asked about Willy Wonka. I was like watching it. I was like, what is this?
The first point, as far as I remember, was the fact that he was claiming some statements about the psychological statement of Johnny Depp because of how he acted himself in the movies, actually. I mean, it is
did
strange.
he participate in Willy Wonka?
Yes, Johnny Depp was playing Willy Wonka, and because of it, really, Willy Wonka, as far as I know, is very some
really
calm person who has a very slow flow of speech, and because of it, lawyer asked him, "Do you know Willy Wonka? Have you watched it?"
Oh my gosh, I didn't get that Willy Wonka was.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is Johnny Depp young?
Yeah.
You watched Willy Wonka and you...
No, I just didn't, you know.
So he was asked, "Do you know Willy Wonka? Have you watched this film? Because maybe because of it you analyzed his behavior." And he starts doing some very strange things with his mouth, with his, I don't know, hands. I don't know even definition of what is this.
Sneža will demonstrate.
Yeah, he was something like this, like.
Just thinking about something.
And the thing is that when he did this, Johnny Depp and his lawyer, they were like,
"Oh my gosh, what is happening?"
Yes. And they were like, they look at each other and they were like,
it was a very long pause, and
it was just awkward.
And at that moment, lawyers were asking him some questions, and he didn't even understand that he had to answer them. He was just, "Oh, should I answer this question?
He was like, should I answer?
No,
and he understand. He just didn't know how to react, and these non-verbal cues showed that he needed some time to think of the answer. But I don't understand what to think about. He just he could say, "No, I didn't see this
That
movie."
was just yes/no question, like
too easy.
And I like the comment of the judge, because when he asked her like, "Shall I answer?" She was like, "Yes, sir. You have to answer the questions." He was like, "Oh." I was like,
"Okay."
What?
I'm in the courtroom. Finally, he understands.
Yeah, but like, you know, there was no objection, right? Because you know, when there is objection, you know, you don't answer. But
he couldn't know how to get away from this awkward situation with a long pause, strange movements, and he just raised his intonation, showed that he's very confident, and he's like, "No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka."
Funny man.
So I don't understand why he hesitated a lot if he could just say no.
Let's just kind of sum everything up. Girls, what do you think? What are your opinions on this thing? Who is right? Who is wrong? You know?
So for me, of course, Johnny Depp, his truthful speech, because his typical baseline, we can see this in his speech, that he's chilly kinda, he uses his jokes. As for Amber Heard, you know, a really contradictory woman, you know, crying maybe. Yes, not truthful.
So I agree with Mary, because I think that Johnny Depp is a victim of the situation. He's not abuser, as was mentioned before the court, and I'm really happy that the justice was reigned, and it was shown that Amber is lying.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to say something. Of course, not like they are not perfect. Of course, maybe Johnny Depp was doing something, but I mean, he's not abuser.
So yeah, and I actually agree with you, because if we look from the point of like linguistics and this like forensic approach and a lot of approaches that we actually use in our analysis in this research paper, we can see that, you know, she's not truthful. And if she's not truthful in so many moments, that means that probably her whole speech is kind of just faked, you know, half of it or like something like this. And also, we don't count some other examples. Here we just talk about linguistics, but there are other examples where she like, we can hear how abusive she was from the videos, from the audios that were taken in court. So I agree with you girls that Johnny Depp was mostly truthful and Amber wasn't. So, yes.
Just listen to our podcast and you can decide for yourself who is right, who is not right.
Yes.
We're just providing you some information, some analysis.
Yeah,
we're not judges.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed it because we did enjoy it. Asa?
I enjoyed it very well.
Okay, very well. Thank you for watching. That was me, Sneja.
Mary.
Ася.
So we are the students from MPGU, IMO, and this is our research paper product.
Yeah. So bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, you're so nice. Oh. And I want to make more podcasts. Okay, let's do some ASMR.
Now we need to pay more.
No, we don't have to pay more.
Давайте из окна выпрыгнем.
Thank you.
Come on, smell like